We have live news to discuss about a fourth stimulus payment of $2,000 a month, and of course a $200 increase in your Social Security benefits. But first, if you believe that there should be a fourth stimulus check, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And everybody, be sure to stay to the end of this video to never miss out on the very important stimulus news. So folks, tax refunds on unemployment benefits of up to $10,200 will reportedly start this month. Single filing Americans will likely receive their money first and foremost. The IRS has said that both Americans with more complicated taxes and married couples may not see a dime until this summer. The IRS stated, because the change occurred after some people filed their taxes, the IRS will take steps in the spring and summer to make the appropriate change to their return, which may result in a refund. The first refunds are expected to be made in May and continue into the summer. That's according to the IRS. And folks, the Century Foundation reported that about 40 million Americans were unemployed last year. Many lost their jobs due to the crisis, and the crisis caused world economies to shut down as countries went into lockdown. When President Biden signed the American Rescue Law, the federal tax on unemployment benefits was waived, worth up to $10,200. According to the IRS, if your AGI is less than $150,000, you don't have to pay for tax on unemployment compensation of up to $10,200, and that is thanks to the third stimulus bill. Now, if any of you guys are married, each spouse receiving unemployment compensation doesn't have to pay tax on unemployment compensation of up to $10,200. Now, all amounts over $10,200 for each individual are still taxable. But for anyone that has already filed and figured a tax based on the full amount of unemployment compensation, the IRS will determine the correct taxable amount of unemployment compensation and tax. The IRS will issue the payments in two phases. The first phase is the single taxpayers who are eligible for refunds on up to $10,200 in benefits. The second phase is focused on married couples who are together eligible for refund on up to around $20,000 in benefits. Folks, you also have to know this. Joe Biden just announced a tax credit to small and medium businesses, allowing these employers to provide their employees with paid leave. During a speech at the White House, Biden said this: every employee should get paid leave to get it. And the businesses should know that they can provide it without a hit to their bottom line. There is no excuse for not getting it done. The credit is actually part of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. And the White House also added on that providing paid time off is an investment in the safety, productivity, and health of an employer's own workforce and their community. No working person in this country should lose a single dollar from their paycheck to take time to get it. I also know that many of you guys are struggling because of the crisis. Well, there is also some great news. The IRS has already confirmed that monthly payments from the new $3,000 or $3,600 child tax credit will begin landing in the bank accounts of millions of eligible parents beginning in July. Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus package was able to expand these child tax credits that usually allowed families to claim a credit of up to $2,000 for children under the age of 17. And guys, IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick said on the Senate floor, "We will launch by July 1st with the absolute best product that we are able to put together. Amid the ongoing crisis, they have been extended to lower income families, and they are now eligible to claim as much as $3,600 per year for a child under the age of 6, and up to $3,000 for children between 6 and 17. The IRS also stated that eligible taxpayers who do not want to receive advance payment of the child tax credit will have the opportunity to decline receiving advance payments. Taxpayers will have the opportunity to update information and change it to their income, filing status, or the number of qualifying dependents." But folks, that is all the news in this video. If any of you found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and give this video a like.
So President Biden suggested that the increased unemployment benefits have not affected the jobs report, but the Chamber of Commerce and some business leaders are arguing that it's easier for people to stay home. They're receiving more money than they would for them to go back to work. So what's your response? How do you explain the slowdown in hiring that we saw in this jobs report? And is there talk about reducing that unemployment benefit in the future to get people back in the work?
So, first of all, I'd note that the jobs report is a little bit stronger than the headline numbers might suggest on the hiring front. The number of people working part-time for economic reasons, namely involuntary part-time work, that number declined by 600,000, and average hours of work ticked up by 1/10. So that means that an extra margin in which employers are able to boost their labor is by adding to hours of existing employees, and that those employees want that extra work. They were involuntarily working part-time. You know, the labor market is volatile from month to month, and I think the best thing is to average through and say we've been creating over 500,000 jobs a month on average over the last 3 months. Look, but it's clear that there are people who are not ready and able to go back into the labor force. Many children are back in school, but not on a regular schedule. It's a challenge for parents to manage schedules where one child is in school a couple of days a week and another child is in school some different days during the week. So caregiving responsibilities and absence of childcare are still important reasons why people are unable to return to work. Concern about the pandemic and the health consequences, I think, remains a factor for many. I don't think that the addition to unemployment compensation is really the factor that's making a difference. There's no question that we're hearing from businesses that they are having difficulty hiring workers, although over 300,000 workers, I point out, were added this last month in leisure and hospitality, which is the most badly affected sector. But, when we look across states or across sectors or across workers, and if it were really the extra benefits that were holding back hiring, you'd expect to see that either in states or for workers or in sectors where the replacement rate due to UI is very high, you'd expect to see lower job finding rates. And in fact, what you see is the exact opposite. We've had a very unusual hit to our economy, and the road back is going to be somewhat bumpy. We have to expect that. There are a variety of bottlenecks that are also relevant. So we've seen motor vehicle production shut down in some places because of a shortage of semiconductors. There was a loss of jobs there this month. There were setbacks in the lumber industry because of shortages there. So starting up an economy again, trying to get it back on track after a pandemic and